Then everybody will go and say, no, I'd rather be the last one. Thank you. Like I talking about like the stuff. So some people don't want to be here, but they're Yes. No, I am constantly aware of it. That's why I became a minister. Reminders.
Still recognize that.
Yes.
Other places you call the ministers or so.
Yeah, no, I don't want to.
No, it's the
People go like, oh yeah, so-and-so has a plane that could fly to so-and-so, just like fascinating, and I'm like, well, what? and I prefer to do something so you look forward and makes you a little more helpful. Yes. So it's yes.
I love that.
Yeah, so morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Yes. Thank you for coming to today's special service. It's a memorial service for Lady Kujo. There's information about her in your service notes, but I'll just say that she's the founder of the Buddhist Women's Association, so she's done many good works, and we want to memorialize her service and her benefits to our community. So we will start with the song Kujo, which you'll find on page 22 of your service book, and then we will chant Crusade Day with, on the next page, on page 23.
Can I have everyone please join me in God show? Please put your hands together. No more without the two. No more without the two. No more without the two. No more, no more, no more. are gathered at the White River Buddhist Temple to remember the life of Lady Takeko Kujo. Lady Kujo co-founded the Buddhist Women's Association, allowing women to become leaders within the temple, as well as helping the surrounding communities. Lady Kujo lived their life within the Dharma, and to this day, encourage everyone to listen and say, Namo Amida Butsu. I take refuge in Amida Buddha.
Tsudasu
everyone once more, please put your hands together in God's show and we say Nama Midapsu. I take refuge in the name of Buddha. Nama Midapsu. Nama Midapsu. Nama Midapsu. Nama.
For those of you who are able to rise, please do so and follow me for the reading of the three treasures, which you can find on page 7 of your purple service book. And then we have a gatha or song by Seya in honor of Lady Kujo, which is on page 163 of the purple service book. You don't have to rise if you don't feel like it. That's fine. Sometimes it's hard for people to jump up and down all the time. So anyway, the three treasures. Fortunate is it to be born into human life. Now we are living it. Rare is it to encounter the teachings of the Buddha. Now we hear it. If we do not seek the truth of the Dharma in this life, in what life shall we find it? Let us reverently take refuge in the three treasures of the truth. I take refuge in Buddha. We may all together absorb into ourselves the principle of the way to enlightenment and awaken within us our highest aspiration. I take refuge in Dharma. May we all together be submerged in the depth of the Dharma and gain wisdom as deep as the ocean. I take refuge in Sangha. May we all together become units in true accord in a life of harmony, in the spirit of universal brotherhood, freed from the bondage of selfishness. Even through ages of myriad of kalpas, hard is it to hear such an excellent, profound, and wonderful teaching. Now we are able to hear and receive it. Let us thoroughly understand the true meaning of the thought of this teaching. Namo Buddhaya.
Namo Buddhaya.
So our gatha today will be Seya on page. Okay, and I did want to say that the lyrics for Seya were written by Lady Kujo, and the melody was added to it later by Shinpei Nakayama, who was born in 1887 in Nakano City, Japan.
Thank you. You may be seated, please. Now we will have a Dharma message from Reverend Cindy.
Can I have everyone please put your hands together in Gasho or bow your head in contemplation? I resolve that when I become a Buddha, I will fulfill this vow in every possible way. And to all beings who live in fear, I will give great peace. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Well, hello everyone. So I hope a lot of you were okay last week with the Super Bowl. I honestly don't know if there's any Chiefs or Eagles fans out there, especially in Northwest, because they both teamed up from the East, and I'm sorry to say, I'm not much of a football fan, but I didn't hear very much from after the Super Bowl, so I assume it must have been somewhat exciting, but not very. Either that or the highlights were always the halftime show, so, and the commercials in between now. So today we are observing the memorial service of Lady Kujo, which in Japanese we call Kisaragiki, because Lady Kujo passed away on February 7th. And Lady Kujo is important to Jodo Shinshu Buddhist, our school of Buddhism, because she not only helped co-found what we have as a Buddhist Women's Association, but she also was a humanitarian, and so she loved helping many people who needed help. And this shows how much she loved working with these people, is that unfortunately she passed by helping people from the Great Tokyo earthquake in the 1920s. She got blood poisoning and unfortunately she passed away. So she was only 42, and thus it shows how important humanitarian work was to her. And so this is what encourages many Jodo Shinshu temples to do humanitarian work in their temples. So today, it may be a little heavy, I'm sorry to say, but I chose a quote from the Larger Sutra, one of the 3 Pure Land Sutras that we in Jodo Shinshu listen as the core teachings of all sects of Buddhism. And this actually comes from a section within what we chant as the Sanbutsuge, which we didn't chant today. But I will re-quote it again as saying, I resolve that when I become a Buddha, I will fulfill this vow in every possible way. And to all beings who live in fear, I will give great peace. In this part of the Larger Sutra, the being who will eventually become Amida Buddha, the Buddha of immeasurable light and infinite life, declares that they will become a Buddha, and in doing so, those who need or want help, this Buddha will help them. And since they became a Buddha, it is possible. And in Jodo Shinshu, we do, this is manifested as the name Namo Amida Butsu, I take refuge in Amida Buddha. Lady Kujo was also a very devout Jodo Shinshu Buddhist, and part of it is because she was born into it. Lady Kujo was the daughter of the, sorry, I have to look him up, the 21st Monshu, head minister of all sects of Buddhism. She was the daughter of Myo Shoni, and she was the sister of the 22nd Monshu, who was Kyono Shoni, who actually, her brother actually married like her best friend, or like was betrothed to her best friend, and so they actually became in-laws, and both Lady Kujo and Lady Kazuko Otani were actually the founders of the Buddhist Women's Association. So if Lady Kujo lived her life within the Jodo Shinshu sphere, as well as encourage many to listen to the teachings. And not only was Lady Kujo a big part of the Jodo Shinshu organization, but she was also influential and really loved outside of the Jodo Shinshu organization. And that was because she was not only seen as very beautiful during that time, but she also produced poems that many people read. And so there are a couple of books of translations of her works. I only have, unfortunately, one book with me right now, but this is called Leaves on My Heart. This is, I think you could get this on Amazon or something. But this is a collection of Lady Takeko Kujo's books. And I wanted to read a poem for all of us today, because this, I think, the quote that I took from the Zanbu Tsuge today definitely talks about this needing of this need to be in a safe space. So this is a letter, actually, a poem that is entitled To Our Kin in America. Our kin in America are said to be weary from long years of persistent and painful persecution, as they have sought to satisfy their material needs and have given birth to second-generation Japanese Americans. They must spend their retirement in psychological and spiritual loneliness, and I deeply sympathize. The only strength the Jews could depend on in their struggles in unknown lands was the Jewish religion. It is said that the success of a people is dependent on their loyalty to their religion. Like the Jewish people of old, the strength of our kin in America is being tested. If they hold to the Mahayana interpretation of the Buddha Dharma enjoyed by the Japanese people, they will be able to nurture their own spiritual lives. This conforms with the objective of the American spirit to incorporate all cultures of the world. That which allows us to endure the hardships of life in unknown lands, to be sure, is our religion. The teaching of the Buddha Dharma is our strength. This poem, written by Lady Kujo, was written on March 5th, 1926, and talked about how the immigration from Japan to America was really hard for many people. And I have to tie this in because I was actually asked yesterday to go to the Puyallup Fairgrounds for their Day of Remembrance. And Day of Remembrance is the day in which President Franklin Delano Roosevelt signed Executive Order 9066, saying that Japanese people have to be transported to an unknown land away from the western coast and from their homes. And so it was really, really heartwarming to see how many people were there at the Puyallup Fairgrounds, because actually today is the Day of Remembrance. Today is February 19th. And I thought this was a good time because Lady Kujo talks about the hardships of what many people have encountered, their loss of home, the loss of community for coming over. And during this time on the Day of Remembrance, February 19, 1942, this was the same thing that occurred within the Japanese American community, especially this feeling of not feeling like they belong, not having comfort in their community because the community didn't want them. And so it was really, really nice to be able to come together with everybody yesterday at the Puyallup Fairgrounds. It was also very nice. Usually this was given to the survivors of the camps during the event yesterday, but it was really nice. They had extra, so they gave me one of them, so that I am definitely going to hang this up in my office. I made the error of bringing this home, and I have a cat, and I started jingling it, and he kept on looking for it all night. I felt so bad, because it's not something to play with. But going back, I think Lady Kujo helps tie in these struggles from this poem that I read was written about 20 years, 15 years before the events in 1942. But this also means that it's still happening today. That there are people who still feel they're not a part of the community, that they would like to be part of the community, but cannot because of discrimination, of prejudice. And so, in the Buddhist teachings, we are told that Amida Buddha accepts us all, no matter who we are, who we identify as. And thus, we use this as the core of our community here at the White River Buddhist Temple, that everyone is welcome, that everyone is allowed to be here, that everyone is able to be themselves here. It still breaks my heart that this continues to happen here in the United States, even abroad in many other countries. It still hurts me to hear that there are people in communities that still feel that they are not accepted. And thus, I believe here at the White River Buddhist Temple, we are trying our best to reach out to these people and say that you are welcome to be who you are. You are welcome to be here. You are welcome to live your life as you are. That is what Lady Kujo says in her poem. That is what Shakyamuni Buddha said. Bodhisattva Dhammakara, eventually Amida Buddha, said that you are welcome to be here as you are, because even in this time of strife, I will embrace you and take you as you are. So in conclusion, can I have everyone please put your hands together in Gassho, please put your hands together or bow your heads in contemplation as we recite the name Namo Amida Butsu, I take refuge in the Amida Buddha. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu.
Thank you for your Dharma message, Reverend Cindy. Those of you who are able, please rise and we will have a song, Ongo Sun, which will be on page 153. And after that, we will read together the Toru Shishu Daily Creed, which will find on page 8 of your Global Service Center. Please read along with me from page 8 of our service book, the Daily Creed of Joe Shinshi. Realizing light is assured and receptive and safe, I shall live my life cheerfully and positively, understanding the wellness of life and cultivating self-reflection. I shall diligently attend my life's tasks in gratitude. Recognizing the Dharma path, I shall help spread the teachings of the Buddha. Appreciating Buddha Dharma, I shall respect and help others, working for the good of society. Thank you. You may be seated. Do we have any guests today that would like to introduce themselves? Okay. So now we'll move on to announcements. I see our President Kendall rushing up here.
Good morning. The next week is going to be a little bit different in terms of service because next week is the National Council, the BCA National Council meeting. So there'll be business on Saturday, but the BCA Itaikyo service will take place next week. It will be streamed online, live at 10 a.m. There will be a email that goes out there this week explaining. We've decided, I think what we decided, we're going to stream it here as well as an option for people in case they don't want to watch it at home, they want to be in community, that's totally okay. So again, rather than starting at 10:30, it will start at 10 a.m. next Sunday here at the temple. We'll stream it live on a big screen. Okay, so but look out for an email later this week. Thank you.
Just a quick reminder that it's fairly obvious there's all kinds of ukuleles on the table back there. We're going to practice our tunes on ukulele for those that are involved in that. And some of you have a conflicting meeting, but whoever does not go to the meeting, we invite you to participate in our ukulele practice. See you in a little bit.
Kind of appropriate being the Kujo Memorial is that a month from today, on March 19th, the Buddhist Women's Association in Whitehurst will be having one of our meetings here at the temple in the back room, in the hall here after service on March 19th. Meeting materials will hopefully go out tonight if my computer cooperates. So we have some rules.
Okay, so sorry, there's a lot of announcements, and I'm trying to keep everyone up to date for what's also going on in the BCA, the British Church of America. But I will do first the White River announcements. So one, if you would still like to learn how to ring the concho, the bell, that would ring before service, I still have a sign up. I have postponed the original workshop that we thought was going to be March 5th to sometime in April, so I'll send out an email to everyone who has already signed up. But if you would still like to learn how or would need to brush up on it a little bit, please write your name and email down on this sheet of paper that I'll have in the back there. And again, I do not oppose to people coming just because they want to hit something. Again, I grew up learning how to beat Japanese drums, so I understand. I understand. You need to make this will be good. You can hit something and put your aggressions toward that. Hopefully you don't damage the blocks, but sorry, and then I'll say a little something in Japanese real quick. 日本の皆さんは、3月16日の午前11時に、日本語法要が行います。その日は、志願書人のご命日で、一緒に志願書人の 初心念仏芸と噂の唱えましょう。また、3月16日の、11時です。Okay, so that's the White River announcements. I have some BCA announcements because this coming week is National Council. There's a couple of things that are available well, one thing that's really available. But if you would like to support the BCA and the Institute of Buddhist Studies, there is a Panda Express fundraiser on February 24th, which is a Friday. I do have the online code. So this is, you actually order online and pick it up at the store because it's hard to order in store with the number, this code. So it's important for you to get this code if you want to support the BCA and ideas this Friday, February 24th. And 28% of it goes to the BCA Endowment Fund, which will help people who want to become ministers. So that is something, please, if you would like to, support BCA and the Institute of Buddhist Studies. Speaking of the Institute of Buddhist Studies, they have a symposium that they usually do with National Council. I have it up here, but it'll be in the back. It's entitled Nembutsu Appreciate Every Encounter, and it will be on February 23rd from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. And the speakers will be Reverend Harry Bridge of the Buddhist Church of Oakland, Reverend Dr. David Matsumoto of the Institute of Buddhist Studies, Reverend Melissa Opal of Spokane Buddhist Church, and Reverend Todd Tsuchiya of Midwest Buddhist Temple. So if you're interested in listening to that, this will be in the back so you can take a picture of it. And sorry, I had to handwrite the instructions because it says register for Zoom link and it's a physical piece of paper. So, thirdly, there is a seminar hosted by the BCA Center for Buddhist Education, and it is entitled The Benefits of a Life of Gratitude, Benefits of Shin Buddhism. It says part 1, so that'll be Saturday, March 11th, 2023 from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. The guest speaker is Reverend Dr. Kenji Abahoshi. He was the resident minister of the Buddhist Temple of San Diego before he retired. And he's always a very interesting person to listen to. The moderator will actually be Bishop Marvin Harada. So that'll be interesting. Oh, all these slides will be in the back. So 2 more, sorry, long-winded. Next is this seminar entitled Shinjin by Reverend Dr. David Matsumoto. It is Center of Buddhist Education, I think, seminar. And that'll be Saturday, March 18th from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Actually, Reverend Dr. David Matsumoto is currently the president of the Institute of Buddhist Studies. And unfortunately, I heard that he'll be retiring next year. So Reverend Dr. David Matsumoto is one of the teachers that taught me. He has a lot to talk about, so if you're very interested in learning about Shinjin, which is a really big part of Jodo Shinshu, which I hardly ever touch because it's hard to describe, then please come to this seminar. And lastly, I recently got this from the Kauai Honganji Council Nembutsu seminar. This is a seminar entitled The Great Undercurrent of Life. It'll be Friday, March 17th from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. Hawaii Standard Time. And I have to underline that because it is going to be different from 5 p.m. Pacific Time. And the guest is Reverend Dr. Hashimiyaji. But I actually really got to know Reverend Dr. Takashi Miyake because his father was actually my teacher. And so Reverend Dr. Takashi Miyake is a very interesting person to listen to. His talks are always very engaging. His talks are also able to reach someone who is not smart like me. So please, if you would like to, all of these flyers will be in the back. You can take a picture of it. And just a reminder, and I'm kind of emphasizing this because every cent helps. But if you would like to support the BCA and the ideas, remember Panda Express on Friday, February 24th. And I'll have that in the back so you can take a picture of it. Thank you.
Thank you, Sensei, and everyone for keeping us abreast of all the activities that are going on in this wide world for us. So please recite along with me the closing words you'll find in your service program. It's a new thing we've started, and we'll try to continue. We will continue this to make this a new tradition, I suppose. So, closing words. My life is not only my life, but also the life of others. Sacrifices, kindness, thoughtfulness, and patience. I am grateful. Thank you for attending today's service. Take a look at the flyers when Sensei posts them in the back there, and safe travels and journeys until we see you again. Thank you.